Hello and welcome. In this video we will be looking at the 5 hardest questions from the AQA GCSE Maths paper from November 2017. It's the paper 1 higher paper. By the end of this video you will be able to answer the hardest questions in this exam paper. In this series, my students who are generally aiming for grade 7, 8 or 9 at GCSE have voted for what they believe are the hardest questions in this paper. And in this video I will go through the 5 questions with the most votes. You can download a copy of this special paper with just the 5 questions and the mark scheme using the link below. Have a go at the questions and then go through the video. This paper is out of 22 marks, so aim to complete it in about 22 minutes. Remember, it's non-calculator as it's paper 1. Let's get started. Let's have a look at the first question. This is question 13 in the paper and it's worth 3 marks. So x and y are in the ratio of 7 to 4. And we're told that x plus y is equal to 88. Work out the value of x minus y. So what we're going to do is x represents 7 parts and y represents 4 parts. So in total, this represents 11 parts, 7 add 4. So I need the sum to be 88. So I'm going to find 88 here. So to get from 11 to 88, I need to multiply by 8. So to go from 7 to this number, I do 7 times 8, which is 56. And then I do 4 times 8, which is 32. Now 56 add 32 is equal to 88. So the value of x is 56. The value of y is 32, and they add up to make 88. Now the question is, what x minus y? That's going to be 56 take away 32. So x minus y is 24. The second question is question 25 in the paper. It's worth 3 marks. So we've got 15 machines that work at the same rate. Together they can complete an order in 8 hours. So the complete order will take 15 machines 8 hours. So 15 times 8 is 120, and we're going to call this 120 machine hours. So that's the amount of work that there is. The order is 120 machine hours. So 3 of the machines break down after working for 6 hours. So let's have a look at what happens. So 6 hours later, what have we done? We've had all 15 machines working for 6 hours. So 15 times 6 is 90. So we've actually got 90 machine hours of work done. So there are 30 machine hours remaining. 120 take away 90, so 30 machine hours remaining. 3 of the machines break down after working for 6 hours. The other machines carry on working until the work is complete. So we now have 12 machines multiplied by a certain amount of hours, so let's call it h, and this must make 30 machine hours. So to find the value of h, we do 30 divided by 12. So to simplify this is 15 divided by 6, 5 over 2, 2.5 hours. Okay, so the question is, in total, how many hours does each of the other machines work? So that's the machines that have worked the whole amount of time. So all of the machines worked 6 hours, and then these machines worked a further 2.5 hours. So 8.5 hours is the answer. Third question. This is question number 27 in the paper. It's worth 4 marks. So there are 11 pens in a box. 8 are black and 3 are red. 2 pens are taken out at random without replacement. Work out the probability that the 2 pens are the same colour. So let's draw a tree diagram to represent this. So in my tree diagram I have 2 possible outcomes. I can either pick a black or a red pen. So this is my first pick, and then for my second pick again I can pick a black or a red. A black or a red. So this is now my second pick. So for my first pick, there are 8 blacks out of 11, and there are 3 reds out of 11. Now, this is sampling without replacement, which means you do not put the pen back into the box. So let's say I pick that first black pen over here. Now, there are only 7 black pens remaining out of a total of 10 pens because we've removed one of the pens. So the probability that the second one is black is 7 out of 10. The probability of picking a red, well, I've picked a black out, so I still have 3 reds, but there are only 10 counters, so this is 3 out of 10. And the way you can check this is making sure that the branches still add up to 1. So this branch still adds up to 1, this branch still adds up to 1, and this one should still add up to 1 as well. So let's look at the bottom here. If the first one we pick is red, then the second one that we pick, so the probability of picking a black for our second one, well, there are still 8 blacks out of the 10 pens remaining. And if I've already picked a red, that means there are only 2 reds remaining out of 10. And again, these 2 branches add up to make 1. So the different outcomes I could have are black, 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 red, red, black, or red, red. I'm just going to work them all out and then we can pick the ones that we need. So black, black is 8 over 11 times 7 over 10, which is 56 out of 110. Black, red is 8 over 11 times 3 over 10. That's 24 out of 110. Red, blue is 3 over 11 times 8 over 10. Which is 24 over 110. Red, red is 3 over 11 times 2 over 10, which is 6 over 110. Now, work out the probability that the 2 pens are the same colour. So black, black is the same colour, red, red is the same colour. So I'm looking for black, black, or red, red. So I'm looking for this one or this one. So that means we're going to look at this probability, and because we're using the word or, we're going to add them. 56 out of 110, add 6 over 110 is 62 over 110, simplifies to 31 out of 55. The fourth question we're going to look at is question number 28 in the paper. It's worth a total of 7 marks. A, B and C are points on a circle, and the equation of the circle is x squared plus y squared equals 36. So just from here I know that I have a circle with a centre of 0, 0, because all circles at GCSE are going to be 0, 0, and the radius is equal to the square root of 36. 6. A is on the y-axis, B is on the x-axis. Okay, so we know that the radius of this circle is 6. So if B is on the x-axis, its coordinates must be 6, 0. And if A is on the y-axis, its coordinate must be 0, 6. M is the midpoint of AB, and COM is a straight line. Okay, so question 28a. Show that the coordinates of A are 0, 6. Okay, so we've already done that. So how would we go about showing that? So the equation is x squared plus y squared equals 36. We know it's on the y-axis, therefore x must be 0. So if I substitute that into there, I get 0 plus y squared equals 36. So y squared is 36 and y is 6. Okay, well, y is plus or minus 6. And we can clearly see that A is positive So therefore y equals 6, and then the coordinates of A are 0, 6. Work out the coordinates of B. Well, we've kind of already done that here, so I'm just going to write the answers, 6 and 0. Show that the equation of the straight line passing through COM is y equals x. So find the equation of this line. So the first thing I need to do is work out the coordinates of M. So 28C. The coordinates of M is the midpoint of AB. The midpoint of AB. Right, so what's in the middle of 0, 6 and 6, 0? Well, halfway between the x coordinates, 0 and 6, is 3, because 0 add 6 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. And halfway between the y coordinates, 6 add 0 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. So the midpoint is 3, 3. Okay, and what we now need to do is find the gradient of the line OM. Gradient OM. The formula for gradient is y2 take away y1 over x2 take away x1. Okay, so this could be you've got the coordinates of O, which are 0, 0. So this is your x coordinate and your y coordinate. This is your x coordinate and this is your y coordinate. Now this is your first point, so we're going to call it x1, y1, and this is your second point, so x2, y2. So the gradient of OM is equal to y2 take away y1, 3 minus 0, divided by x2 take away x1, 3 minus 0. So 3 divided by 3, which is 1. So the gradient is 1. And if I want to find the equation of this line, I need a coordinate. So I just substitute in, I can either substitute in the coordinates of M, which are 3, 3, or I can even substitute the coordinates of O, which are 0, 0, which is probably going to be slightly easier. So if we substitute these three values into y equals mx plus c, we get 0 equals 1 times 0 plus c. So 0 is equal to 0 plus c, so c is 0, and then the equation, we use that, and we use that. Y is equal to 1x plus 0, which is the same as y equals x. So that's part C done. Question 28D. Work out the coordinates of C. Give your answer in surd form. Okay, so we're told that the answer is going to be a surd. So 28D. Well, C is the point where the circle and the line y equals x meet. Okay, so the circle is x squared plus y squared equals 36. The line is y equals x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace y by x. Yeah? So substitute this into here. So this equation will now read x squared plus, now instead of x, y squared, y is equal to x, so it's going to be x squared equals 36. So 2x squared is 36, which means that x squared is equal to 18. Give your answer in surd form. So if x squared is equal to 18, then x is equal to the square root of 18. Now when you do the square root of 18, you get two answers. You get a positive and a negative. Now that's because this is one point where the line and the circle meet. This is another point where the line and the circle meet. And we're after this one on the left here, which means that it's going to be the negative one. So the x coordinate is equal to minus the square root of 18. And the y coordinate, well, because y is equal to x, y is also going to be equal to minus the square root of 18. So the coordinates of C are going to be minus root 18, minus root 18. Now root 18 does simplify, and we can rewrite that as minus 3 root 2, comma, minus 3 root 2. So the fifth and final question we're looking at is number 30 in the paper, and it's worth 5 marks. 30 part A is work out the value of 81 to the power of minus 1/4. So we're going to be using some indice laws here. So the first indice law you need to be aware of is x to the power of minus n. This means the minus in the power just means 1 over, or the reciprocal. So x to the power of minus n is 1 over x to the power of n. The other formula you need to be aware of is x to the power of 1 over n. X to the power of 1 over n is the nth root of x. So we're going to be using a combination of these two formula to answer this question. So 81 to the power of minus 1/4. First of all, the minus here, all that tells me to do in using this formula is to rewrite it as 1 over 81 to the power of 1/4. So we've got 1 over 81 to the power of 1/4. Now, we can use this formula, so still 1 over. Now 81 to the power of 1/4 can be rewritten as the 4th root of 81. 4th root of x, which is 81. And what this is saying is what number multiplied by itself 4 times gives you 81. Well, we can try a few small numbers. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16, so that's not 81. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81, so that's the answer. The answer is 3. So the answer to the question is 1/3. Question 30b. 16 times 8 to the power of 2x. Rewrite that as a power of 2 in terms of x. So 16 is a power of 2. 8 is also a power of 2. So 16 happens to be 2 to the power of 4. And 8 happens to be 2 to the power of 3. And that is to the power of 2x. This is 2 to the power of 4 multiplied by, now 2 to the power of 3 to the power of 2x. When you've got indices like this, you multiply the powers together. So it becomes 2 to the power of 3 times 2x, which is 6x. And finally, we have 2 to the 4 times 2 to the power of 6x. When you have powers like these, and when you're multiplying them, you add the indices. So it becomes 2 to the power of 4 plus 6x. And that would be your final answer. Thank you for watching our video on the hardest questions from the November 2017 AQA Maths paper. If you found this video useful, please let us know by giving us a thumbs up and leave us any feedback in the comments below. Please share this video with anyone who you feel may find it useful. And for more content like this, hit the subscribe button. Until next time, goodbye.